Welcome to Sense of Self, session 24. Thanks for being here. My name's Amira if you're new. You can call me Luna if you'd like. I'm just gonna cleanse the space. And then we're gonna get into today's session. Let's do this. I'm not really sure what this message is or what it means, but I'm just gonna put it out there. I feel like someone is waiting for permission to enter or to cross a boundary, let's call it, or a threshold, but they have the key. So there's some kind of like implied consent, which is that's a little tricky. I don't know about implied consent, child. I don't have to say that out loud, but and maybe that's a part of the hesitation, because I feel like I was seeing someone with a key, right, and approaching the door, but like hesitant because there's still a door there. It is still locked, yes. So someone's very considerate of another person's boundary or what their parameters are, let's call it. But at the same time, like, we still have to consider, or not consider, we have to, ¿cómo se dice? I mean, consider can work, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's like, if we pull all the facts, feelings, contingencies into a bowl, we have to put the fact that you have the key in the bowl. Like, where'd you get the key from? How did you get the key? Unless the key was retrieved by accident or illegally or unethically, then that person must have given you the key, or okay, a previous person did. That's an interesting thought. All right. I feel like it has to do with consent and permission, respecting boundaries. All right. Very interesting. Wow. Are we really getting the same card 2 days in a row? This is a first. This is a first. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have the heart chakra, bottom of the deck. Number 37, practice gratitude in a myriad of ways. Most of me wants to pull another card, but I feel like that's not what we need to do. I feel like it's more just like I'm gonna say it feels more like a cop-out solution, like taking the easy road or taking the easy way out. So somebody may be experiencing that. Yeah, maybe it's easier to just say, hey, well, they didn't give me consent. Even, why am I doing that voice? Okay, they didn't give me consent. Even if I have the key, they didn't say that I could open the door. It's like, what are those called? Like loopholes. Okay, this is an interesting message today. So yeah, something about legalities and ethics. So someone is held to a particular set of standards. This could be professional standards. This could be personal standards, their own morals, or their family values. I have no idea, but someone's kind of like tiptoeing a line. There's a lot of like loopholes involved, or there's ¿cómo se dice? There's an internal conflict that's happening here. All right, it's like, these are the values I was taught. These are the actual values I believe. They don't align, nor have I really assessed what I want to do with them, and instead I just like Seven of Swords it. I just sneak around. I just, don't tell everybody what I'm thinking, or don't tell this person how I'm considering not using this key instead of asking for consent or something like that. So someone's behavior is a language. I feel like someone is communicating by way of their behavior, but they're not communicating outwardly. This could be you or another person you're connecting with. Interesting. Okay, practice gratitude in a myriad of ways. Now, yesterday when we got this card, I did not finish reading the booklet, so we're gonna finish reading it. Okay, let's see. 37. What did we not get yesterday that we need more of today? That just reminded me of something. Is it Matilda? I think that's like a line that Miss Trunchbull said. Who was wearing a pretty, look, and I just touched it. Who was wearing a pretty, what color was it, yellow or red? Ribbon in their hair yesterday, who isn't wearing one today? Okay, so there's clues that you're finding, or that this other person is finding, or interesting. Practice gratitude in a myriad of ways. All right, let's see. Let's see what we didn't get. That is for today. I was extremely proud of myself the day that I graduated from college, but I will never forget the day I finally learned the tarot. Arriving at graduation is a milestone that we can clearly identify because there is a date, time, and place where we know that we will receive that diploma. Not only that, it also comes with a promise of public recognition as well. Looking forward to all of these things encourages us along the way to keep pushing for the specific goal. We can count down the days of our expectations. We can count down the days and our expectations will meet reality so long as we stay on track. Learning tarot, on the other hand, was not so straightforward. I was probably more excited to do that than start school, but there was no clear path or timeline, and there certainly wasn't a graduation at the end. There were no grades along the way, no feedback from educated experts, so all of the motivation and pats on the back had to be internal. Okay. The fact checking was my responsibility, and the pressure to retain the information had to come from me. There was no formal graduation to commemorate the end, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't deserving. It means that I have to be grateful, humble, never forget how far I've come, and celebrate myself. I feel the need to say today is the day. Not only is today the day that we pull out a tarot deck for the first time in our Sense of Self sessions. I mentioned yesterday that I felt it was coming. And what's interesting about that is that I said it out loud. And I feel like that's a part of the message here, right? Communicating our intentions out loud as opposed to keeping them hidden. Let's see. Yeah, and as I split the deck, the Moon and the Knight of Swords. And Six of Pentacles also wanted to show up. All right. What's the deeper insight here that we're missing? Because it's still pertaining to gratitude, right? There's still this calling towards being grateful, being appreciative. Yeah, especially with that Six of Pentacles, right? The Six of Pentacles is an energy of appreciation. It's like, yeah, and another six. It's an energy of someone is giving me more than they have to, right? Someone is pouring into me because they have plenty. Six of Pentacles is Moon in Taurus. It feeds the emotional space. It creates a sense of safety. It creates a sense of stability. It creates a sense of togetherness and belonging. But there's this hidden intent that is sort of enveloping the session today. I still can't fully pinpoint. I mean, it's a general session, right? So you're gonna have to connect intuitively to determine what's for you, and that is a big part of the message as well. In the same way that I connected intuitively yesterday, as soon as I woke up and I got that feeling like, okay, we're gonna need to go deeper in these sense of self sessions, right? And now here we are pulling the same card from yesterday when I got that intuitive message, but I did not pull out the tarot to go deeper. And so this also interesting. So there may be some kind of practice, maybe even a spiritual, religious, or traditional practice here that you will be returning to or seeking guidance from in terms of how to understand the depth of something. Yeah, that's what we were talking about yesterday, understanding the depth of something, right? I feel like there's a sense of like, I was gonna say gratitude, which is there, but there's a sense of, there's like someone needs a spiritual cleanse. Someone is feeling spiritually heavy, but I feel like it's because they have been deceitful. Maybe not intentionally deceitful, or maybe not intentionally harmful, but that's what I mean when I talked about that disconnect between what they valued and what they value and how that's coming across in the behavior. This could be you, all right? It's like, okay, maybe you didn't intend to be harmful, but your behavior leads to that ultimately. And so there's something within the language of your behavior that needs to be unpacked. Why is it that I am vindictive? Why is it that I hold on to resentment? Why is it that I choose to not communicate my hurt and resolve it, as opposed to keeping it within me and, again, being vindictive? Or I'm hearing body shaming. All right, that was pretty specific. So yeah, the Hierophant and Six of Cups is what came out for the deeper message. Again, more Taurus energy. We also have Scorpio here. Taurus and Scorpio are opposites. That's important to note. Again, there's like this tension. There's this tug of war that's happening. And this tug of war could be happening not only within one person, but within a relationship. Like we've talked about the past couple of days here. Like maybe there's a relationship where values don't align and two people just simply aren't grateful for each other because you're not feeding each other. I'm starting to get a little annoyed. There's some like aggression beneath the surface. Like someone doesn't feel appreciated. All right. But the thing, all right, I'm going to go into this last thing and then we're going to go into the journal prompt, because I feel like it's important, again, to break down the energy, because there can be this sense of like guilt, like why am I not appreciative for this person? Why am I not appreciative for my partner, for my friend, for my parent, for my family member? I feel so guilty about that. I feel so bad about that. I should. Should is a clear indicator that something within our value system, our belief system needs some attention. Because where does that should come from? Where does it come from? If I'm somebody who needs hugs, let's just draw an example here, and the person on the other side of me is someone who doesn't hug, they would prefer a pat on the back. I can try to appreciate them all that I want, but if I'm not getting my needs met in a way that allows me to reciprocate what they need or pour out from a full, plentiful place, it's going to be hard for me to appreciate their pats on the back. They don't mean the same thing as a hug. I want to actually tend to this energy here before I get to the journal prompt. I'm just going to sit with the energy a bit. I invite you as well to cleanse in this space. Just going to take some deep breaths and recenter. One more. All right, folks. Intense session today. For today's general prompt, we have, where is guilt for my needs, clogging the path to genuine gratitude? In other words, where in my life do I feel guilty for presenting a need, as opposed to believing that my needs deserve to be met? Where am I forcing myself to be grateful for things that I don't need or want? This is also reminding me of toxic positivity. That may be something that resonates with your experience, but something to ponder on nonetheless.